Perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to be sharing a bit more about GoodFoodNM, particularly the subset of our program for farmers markets, farm stands, and CSAs today. I'm going to keep this short, so I'll be here for Q&A after, and my contact information is also going to be shared at the end of these slides, and you're always welcome to get in touch with me to talk more. Okay, so before we jump in, I just wanted to share again with everyone that we have new GoodFoodNM materials for this season that are different from last season. So these are materials for farmers markets, farm stands, and CSAs. So we have laminated posters, which is brand new. We hadn't offered posters before for GoodFoodNM outreach and promotion. And then we also have postcards that are replacing, the postcards that are already out and circulating from previous seasons. An order form went out earlier this month. I know I have gotten orders from you, Virginia, and from you, Victoria. Tiana and Loretta, I haven't seen anything come in from your markets. I am going to be going over the new materials in the next few slides. So if you do want to order materials after seeing this presentation, I do have the link here. And when I am done screen sharing, I'll also copy and paste this link into the chat. And this just links to an order form to request materials. Okay, so these are our laminated posters. We made these so they could be used, so they're all brand new, but we made them so they could be used for multiple seasons and not just for this current season, so future seasons as well. So there are two different posters. There's one in English and there's one in Spanish. And we have the same poster for all outlet types, whether you're a farmer's market, farm stand, or CSA. And then I'm going to go over about like the ways to opt in that you see at the bottom of this poster, like a little more after we look at each of the individual materials. And then in addition to the laminated posters, we also have postcards. So these are made out of cardstock and they are smaller than the posters. They're about like half the size of a piece of printer paper. And for these ones, there's different postcards depending on your outlet. So these are double-sided in English and Spanish. We have a different one for farmers markets, farm stands, and CSA. So what kind of postcard you get depends on your outlet type. And then the last material we have, this is not a print material. These are digital files. These have not changed from previous seasons. They were sent out as links with the order form, but with the order form email, but you can shoot me an email anytime to request these files and I can send them over to you. And for these ones, we have they're different for each outlet type. And we also have them in English and Spanish. So that's why you see 6 different versions of it here. Yeah, this one is the same as from previous seasons. That has not changed yet. And this can be used on like website, social media, email, newsletters, anywhere with web use. And does anyone have questions about material? Should I save questions till the end? How do we want to do this market forum facilitators? How do you usually do it?
I think saving questions to the end.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, how to sign up. So the posters and the postcards, the main purpose of them is they include information for how to sign up for Good Food NM. So you can use it at your outlets to promote the program and show people how to sign up for it. So you can get new subscribers to receive market reminders specifically for your outlet. So there are 2 ways for people to sign up for Good Food NM to receive market reminder texts for your outlet. The first way is that they can text Peach to 21333. And the second way is by scanning a QR code. So the QR code is brand new, that was just set up for this season and added to the posters and the postcards for this season. So you won't see that on postcards from previous seasons. And whether someone texts in Peach or scans a QR code with their phone, the sign up looks the same, and people will select their language preference. So whether they want to get texts and market reminders in Spanish or in English, and then they also choose which outlet they want to receive reminders for at opt-in. So that being said, regardless, so for like every poster for every single outlet across the state will have the word Peach on it. There's not a different word for different outlets, and people are just able to subscribe. And when they text Peach or scan the QR code, it'll ask them which outlet they want reminders for, and then they'll text in their market name or their other outlet name, and that's how they get signed up for reminders for your specific outlet. I think that's one reason why I'm really excited about having the QR code for this season, especially on the posters. I think it can be a really great opportunity for someone just to scan the QR code while they're at a market info booth or a vendor booth and sign up while they're standing there, so they could get, direction from a market manager or other person at the market to specifically, select your outlet while they're completing sign up, so you make sure they're getting reminders for you. So that is how people can sign up. And then what I do for different outlets, specifically for Good Food NM. So I write reminder texts based on member information that's in the the NMFMA Find a Market tool. So whether or not your outlet is promoting Good Food NM, I am scheduling reminder texts for all outlets across the state based on the info for each outlet in the Market Finder tool. So that is something I do automatically. It's just the big thing with that is if you don't have any subscribers, you don't have anyone receiving reminder texts. So that's where those outreach and promotional materials can really come in handy to get more people to sign up to receive reminders for your outlet. And if your outlet information or your market information ever changes mid-season, just a reminder to contact me and Kat to update your information. So Kat can update, the Market Finder tool, and I can update the text so people are getting accurate information. And that's another good reason for you to be signed up for reminder texts, because if you get a text for your market and something has changed or you see something inaccurate, you can email me right away to let me know so it can be fixed moving forward. So yes, the reminder texts are automatic. One other thing that's an option for you is that I can also work with you to write custom text messages to go out to your subscribers. So I am working with one market right now to do this. And it's just they're customizing their reminder text that goes out every week to highlight if they have or to highlight special events or like special vendors or special like produce that isn't in season for very long when it's at market. just to get some additional information out to their subscribers to entice them to come to market. So that is something you are able to do in addition to reminder texts or to customize your reminder texts. And on the next slide, I'm going to go over the guidelines for custom texts to share a little more info on that. We also will be providing these outreach materials. So working on getting those shipped out to all of you soon. And then in addition to market reminder texts or outlet reminder texts, subscribers also get other texts from NMFMA. So just promoting seasonal eating, New Mexico grown foods that are in season, promoting double up food bucks, and farmers market nutrition program and stuff like that. And we also will translate the texts to Spanish, so that includes the reminder texts and any custom texts you want to create. We just create those in English and I'll get them translated to Spanish for you, and then we send the text out to your subscribers. So for any outlets that do want to work with me to write and send custom text messages to their subscribers, these are just some guidelines to keep in mind when crafting text messages. So text messages can be text only, but they also can include a link, or we have like a limited allotment to include an image in text messages too. So that's an option as well. There are character limits. So if you want to send out a message that's text only, it has to be 140 characters or less. And that includes letters, numbers, punctuation, spaces, all count as a character. And I can work with you to help shorten like text messages if that's something that proves tricky to help trim it down. And then if you want to include a link with your text message, the text part needs to be less than 120 characters, and that just leaves 20 characters for the link. If you do want to include a link with a custom text message, so for example, to your market website or anywhere else you might want to direct people in that text message, you don't have to worry about how long the link is. I'll use a link shortener to shorten it. And our links are also trackable. So I can, if you send out a text, if I send out a text for you, a custom text with a link to all your subscribers, I can let you know how many people click on that link as well and give you click-through rates for that. I do ask that if you are creating custom texts for your market, that you get me that custom text messages at least 4 days before the day you want it to go out. And that just gives me enough time to go in and get it scheduled. What's even better is I know one market that I'm working with to create custom texts is they're just sending 4 custom messages a month, so 1 a week. And so for their June messages, they just got me their 4 June messages the last week of May, and then they are set for the whole month of June. So that's even better, but getting it 4 days, get to me 4 days ahead suffices too. And yep, you can use custom text to promote special events, special products at market, and you know, whatever you come up with, if that's something we can always talk about and brainstorm. So getting subscribers, these are just some tips for using the outreach materials we are providing to help shoppers at your market sign up for GoodFoodNM. So the postcards are intended to be distributed to shoppers and customers at your market, whether you're handing them out at your market info booth or vendor booths, or stacking them up at your farm stand or stuffing them into CSA boxes. And then the posters, they are laminated posters. So unlike the postcards, the quantities are more limited, and those are intended to be reused week to week and just hung up in key locations at your outlet. Whether that's the market info booth, vendor booths for, vendors that can be, that are really great at promoting things and that are very popular vendors, at a farm stand, or if your CSA has a pickup location to hang it up at. And like I said earlier, just one tip we have for the posters, or even the postcards, is inviting people to scan the QR code while at your booth or stand or while you're with them, so you can go through the sign up with them and kind of just walk them through selecting their language and their preferred outlet, so you make sure they complete sign up and walk away all set to get reminders for your outlet. And then the digital squares, they can be posted on your website, social media pages, email newsletters, anywhere for web or online use there. So that was everything I had for you today. My contact information is here. And when I stop screen sharing, I will share a link to the order form in the chat. And I'll stop screen sharing for questions as well, so I can see everyone's face. So let's see. Hey there. So does anyone have any questions?
Thanks, Allie. Andrea has one, and I did put the link in the chat already, so we got you covered.
Thank you.
There.
Perfect.
Andrea, did you want to jump in with your question for starters?
Sure. I was wondering if a manager were to respond to the text message, would they be able to reach you, or if a subscriber responds?
Yes, so when people text back, I get the text and I can reply. And one example of that was, I forget who texted me from Socorro Farmers Market, but when they changed from their winter to spring hours, instead of emailing me, they just texted back and said, our hours are changing. And that was a really helpful way for me to, and then I could just go in and update it, and that information was right in the platform for me to see. So that is a great way to get in touch with me. So yes, you can reply to texts and I will be able to see them and I can reply back to you. And then also, shoppers, I probably respond to about like a dozen messages a day from people who are subscribed to Good Food NM. So for example, like we'll text a market reminder, and sometimes people will ask for directions. So if they do that, like Google Map directions, if they do that, I can send them like your listing in the NMFMA market finder tool. So just some like additional things like that. So it is two-way texting capable.
So I have a question, Allie.
Yes.
It's Virginia here.
Hi, Virginia.
So thank you for sending out the reminders. I absolutely love getting those. And I would love to, I'll email you about doing some customized reminders, maybe for July. So how do I get the digital square? So we can put in our Facebook or social media stuff.
Yeah, the digital squares, yeah, I have to email them to you because I don't think there's like a central place they live other than that like one time they were sent in the order form. So I can, if you like shoot me an email asking for them, I can just reply with them.
Okay, perfect.
You for links.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And I can send you the farmers market ones. Would you want English and Spanish or just English?
Probably English and Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I mentioned in the chat too, we do have some new versions of those that are still coming along. So with digital, it's really easy to update,
Okay.
make changes, and give you more variety. So that was one of our initiative is there's more where this is coming from, and we'll get it to you sometime early in this market season.
Nice. We send out a newsletter every month and it would be really lovely to put it in there.
Yeah, they're great, versatile little
Yeah.
JPEGs or PNG files. And even if you're doing like a print newsletter or signage on your own and you just have like space to fill, you can drop one of those in there too. And it's just another Good Food NM reminder for everyone.
Right. Nice.
Yeah, and
Thank
I was gonna
you.
say, Virginia, I don't think I have your email, but I know I do because you placed the order. So I have your
Right.
email in the order form. So I can just email them to you after after this video call too.
And when are the postcards going to be sent out?
That is a good question. I know they are, do you have any like updates on like the print timelines at all, Scott?
I have
Or-
a more educated guess today, thanks to your work, Allie. Now that we have some preliminary like pre-order numbers, I imagine it's really only going to take another week or two tops to get those fulfilled, where we can start bundling them and drop shipping them along with any posters of those other materials that you may have ordered in addition to the postcards.
Okay.
So we were kind of waiting to get some of the preliminary numbers from folks like yourself to tell us how much you needed. And we'll be sending those off to the printer very, very soon, hopefully by tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. And I have another question actually for Scott. Where did you get your ladder?
A Craigslist.
I need one for my
a
loft.
Craigslist ad from an eccentric fellow somewhere in South Albuquerque.
I love it.
Yeah, thank you. I
Awesome.
can talk more about that another
Yeah,
time.
some other time. Thank you, guys.
While there's a pause, I put another link down in the chat, and on your member profile on our member website, you can log in and there's a section called logos and downloads. There's all kinds of things in there, but the digital squares also live there. And if you ever need help logging into your profile, reach out to Kat Baca or me. I can also help you a little bit with that.
Cool, I learned something new today, Allison. I didn't know that.
I have a question also. I know in our last Zoom meeting, we had discussed about possibly having the NMFM logo kind of look model ours. Would I be able to get that still?
Are you referring to having it's like the fresh New Mexico
Yes.
logo, and then you can get the name of your market in
Yes.
that logo? And Allison, did they reach out to you for that?
Yes.
The managers?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I'll make note of that. I'll reach out to you after, Victoria.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for your presentation, Allie. I love this program. When I was a market manager, we had a different personalized texting program, and it's just such a wonderful way to reach out to your market customers, and to also, rather than in lieu of starting your own subscriber list, this is a really nice way to get texts out to your market customers, or just to get information from the market. I love that it's customizable now, because I don't think it was customizable per market last year. And so I really appreciate that you're there sending notes out to all the customers.
Not only that, but just the realization that if you are a seasonal market and you're closed for the off season, your customers in your community are still getting reminders, keeping you top of mind that you're a part of their community. And that's a really cool added benefit that you get, just like a bonus on top of the bonus.
I agree.
Yeah, of course. And I love hearing from market managers, and I'm always happy to chat with you, whether it's to help with something, create custom texts, check our platform to tell you how many subscribers you have. So if you're working on growing your list, I can share those updates with you, or just talking strategy or whatever. So I know I've talked to a couple of you already, and it's such a treat. So just feel welcome to reach out anytime.